was a lot of chatter this weekend about the Tamil film Doctor starring Sivakarthikeyan, so I took the plunge without deliberating much to step into a theatre with a packed audience in Delhi. I definitely had a point when I said that Tamil and Telugu film fans are just made of different gravy. A Monday night in Delhi being packed with hooting and cheering fans, that was a sight to see. Nelson Dilipkumar is probably one of the most unique directors of Tamil cinema that is known for his dark comedic takes with films, making an impactful debut with his film with Nayanthara, Coco. The director has created such an impression with the audience and the film industry in general that his upcoming film is signed with Vijay, titled Beast. Many people were skeptical about the collaboration between him and Sivakarthikeyan and whether the actor, with his star power, would completely surrender to the wacky and wild vision of Nelson. It's safe to say that the popular actor did exactly that, and oh my god, was it worth it. Before I start talking about the film, please do let me know in the comments below why you appreciate the unique filmmaking and storytelling of Nelson more than anything else. Doctor focuses on a pragmatic and externally stoic army doctor who is met with the unfortunate news that his fiancée wants to call off the wedding, owing to their incompatibility, only to further reveal that a daughter from one of the families has been kidnapped. This exposes an entire nexus of human trafficking and operation leading to Varun, played by Sivakarthikeyan, heading to Goa, coordinating with several individuals to rescue the abducted children. Here's me telling you the good and bad aspects of Doctor so that you guys can ultimately decide whether to watch it in select theaters or on an OTT platform in the future when it releases. The underwhelming aspects. Editing. The film is 2 hours and 30 minutes long, and I definitely, from an analytical perspective, could have edited at least 15 minutes from the film, especially in the second half as the rescue mission commences. There are long-running gags in Nelson's filmography that often aid to progress the screenplay of the film. While the destination is justified for these long drawn-out and hilarious sequences to exist, but you can definitely see some of these scenes overextending their welcome just a tad bit. So whether it be staging kidnappings, police beatings, a highly intricate metro train sequence, hand-slapping games, or even negotiations of a deal, all these sequences led to the entire theatre erupting with laughter, yet could have been a little more slick of when to conclude and move on to the next thing. Tropes, but a commentary. This is not necessarily an underwhelming aspect, but hey, let's just go for it. The criticism that a film like Doctor may get, and I feel like that criticism is misplaced, is that a film like Doctor presents the tropes of commercial cinema that anyone would equate to be repetitive and predictable. But I think what's unique about Nelson's filmography, I can only say from my perspective of watching Coco and this film, is that he actually mocks the tropes that exist in commercial cinema and gives it his own twist. So the sidekick of the hero cracking the jokes, the long drawn out speech by the villain just to prove a point, or it be the romantic interest in how a relationship develops, generically in a commercial screenplay, all are presented but with a Nelson touch that is unique to the director. I think very clearly the tropes of commercial cinema are presented in his stories to either mock their very existence or provide a commentary on it, on how your unique take can change the context of what a film should be completely. The good. Cinematography, color grading, and the music. Vijay Karthikeyan has done the cinematography of this film, and other than the intricate action sequences that have been captured and the scenic locations that bring the much needed vibrancy to a film like this, I especially love the color grading of the film, reminiscent of Nelson's first film itself. The indoor locations especially are saturated with its visual appeal, with the yellow being strikingly apparent, providing a much needed rustic texture to the film. Can I just say that I have been dancing to Chalamha since last year when it released? What is it about an Anirudh musical that is so distinct that it stays in your memory and has a personality of its own? The man just keeps on improving and has honestly created a huge fan base beyond borders. My favorite though has to be his composed background score titled Soul of Doctor, which you should definitely listen to on YouTube. Anirudh definitely leaves his mark with this film. The hilarious characters. I have to say, as I did my homework by watching Nelson's first film with Nayanthara before stepping into the theatre, I instantly became a fan of his comedy. Nelson loves to seek for the humor despite the grave situation that exists in the plot of the film, and what emerges are hilarious characters and some extremely memorable sequences. There are some standout performers for me that were the reason for the theatre being left in absolute splits. Yogi Babu probably has to be one of my favorite actors that I've had the privilege to see perform ever since I took a deep dive in Tamil cinema. The man has such an effortless comic timing and an ability to communicate the punchlines without coming across as over the top. Playing the role of the hand-slapping ruffian champion, he easily has some of the most hilarious sequences that I will come to later. Redin Kingsley as Bhagat, who helps the family to find the children, is a nuisance from start to finish, actually playing the role of the annoying and loud sidekick we have always seen in commercial cinema. He is a character that you have to warm up to, but someone that you find unexplainably drawn to and fascinated by. Beyonce Rao, in his limited screen time and English dialogues, is a treat to watch. I have to say though that Deepa Shankar for me is the most hilarious in the film. The domestic help, her annoyance of the situation, her love for food, her incessant but irritating smile, it all creates the perfect ingredients for the comedy of errors that is Doctor. Memorable sequences. These represent moments where the task at hand is so grave and horrifying, yet to convince you of these comedic sequences, it all really has to do with the skill of a director like Nelson. Yogi Babu and his intimidating presence in a hand-slapping competition leading to a character crying, Shiv Arvind's annoyance with his partner and his gullible nature while sitting on a commode, the negotiation tactics of Yogi Babu leading to the annoyance of percentages being flung around like landline numbers, one of the characters dressing like a schoolgirl and failing at the mission despite several lessons, the skilled yet hilarious metro train sequence which solidified in my mind that the film debut of Raghu and Rajiv should have been this film rather than Tismar Khan. I have to say that the villain played by Vinay Rai fits the part perfectly of the body language and demeanor required for an antagonist in this kind of film, surrendering to the vision and Nelson Dilipkumar. There is something beautiful about a situation where a star becomes an actor and completely surrenders to the director's vision for the sake of the film, rather than molding the storyline to fit the image of the man, a situation that always leads to hampering the quality of the story. Sivakarthikeyan almost plays a robotic figure, a doctor who is solution specific, and comes across as devoid of any kind of emotion. His dialogue delivery intentionally is monotone and brief. This is completely left field from what we have seen in Sivakarthikeyan's filmography. Usually an actor who is dynamic, exuberant and expressive. To completely have faith with Nelson's take on Varun has only led to Doctor working as a storyline. The takeaway of the climax being absolutely perfect of the journey we embarked upon with Varun. These kind of collaborations rejuvenates the faith within creators and viewers that even stars are willing to shed their preconceived notions of what is expected of them and just become actors. This is a situation that many would love to see and expect from Vijay when he collaborates with Nelson on Beast. I have to say Doctor was a wild ride and a very unique film, reflective of Nelson's filmography that will definitely leave you chuckle through several moments and make you believe it was worth the investment. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about the film. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handles are right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.